Okay, we are back. Why do I sound so damn quiet? Oh, because I adjusted a knob on the fucking mic. Okay, hold on. Let's turn that up. Apologies. Oh, shit. Where is... There we are. There we go. Okay. I promise we're not playing PUBG today. That's a mistake on my part. I could not get the game to open, so I was a little bit rushed starting the stream. Nothing wanted to cooperate. I adjusted my mic settings again. Hopefully it sounds better. Probably doesn't. For some reason, every time I think it sounds good, it tends to not actually sound good. Anyway. Let's jump in. If I don't hurry up, I'm not gonna get much done. We're gonna start with headhunting. If you're rolling 8 hours, because I saved up some iridium, and I want to see if I can pull Huliak. I doubt it, but hey, let's try. Damn it. What do we get? Shirayuki. I'm pretty sure I've got her maxed out already. Just me, the music seemed really loud.
And Yacey called me Luna Cub, so you can call me that too. I heard there's a canteen place here where you can eat whatever you want. Is that true? Where is it? Can I go there right now?
Let's try that. Maybe that sounds better. You may hear some background noise. It's because the furnace is running right now. I'm curious as to what's the 5 stars I got. If I see it.
Attention! I am Doberman, former military instructor for the Bolivarian Armed Forces. Now let's cut to the chase. Hand over the list of operators in need of training.
More force.
You must be the doctor. Call me Myrtle. Myrtle of Durin. Durin said I could get a job here, so what have you got for me? I may be small, but I'm tough.
No force.
We meet again. Once I sign here, I'll be your personal stylist, right? Huh. You'll be an operator.
What the hell? Oh, Luna Cub, okay. I completely overlooked that. I was about to say, who the fuck was the 5 star I got? Alright, I haven't done anything since the 5-hour stream last week, so we're gonna see how far I can get. If anything's better. Who knows? We'll find out. Let's not waste time. Shit. Actually, I want to keep red and crab. Just for those weights, in case I need to quickly move people. Just throw in Chen for now. I've got a caster. I got 2 casters, okay. Palace. Scotty. No, because that doesn't leave me. God damn it. Drop Scotty for Shining.
あら、狩りの時間?
Okay, let's jump in. The flowers, they're so beautiful. Have you come to see me again? I don't know today's flowers. Can you teach me how to spell them? This must be a flashback of Rosemontis. Of course, Narcissa. What do you want to do after you learn it? I want to put these petals in my picture book, just like I used to. Mom loved flowers. Dad knew a lot about plants, just like you. They're not around anymore, but I want to record these new flowers and tell them about them when I visit their graves. You'll bring me there, right? It's almost April. Narcissa, my child, you're always the strong one. Leave the flowers on the table. I'll teach you writing once I'm done with my work. It smells good. What's for dinner? Why did you come over here? Sit down over there. We're having your favorite potato soup. I'm hungry. Can you cut quicker? Do you want to help out? No need to be scared. I'll hold your hand. Like this? Well done. You'll do even better in the future. The future? Why grow up to be as tall and strong like you? To become a great scientist? No, you'll be greater than I am. Much greater. This wound on the back of your head still hurts. Not anymore. My brothers gave me lots of sweets. They say that one sweet before going to bed helps with the pain and makes me dream of cotton candy. Good girl. You can have them once you've had dinner. Then there's a place I want to take you to. Over at the corridor? The place my brothers went yesterday? You said there's a nice garden there, just like the storybooks. At the place you go to get the flowers. Yes. Those who pass through its doors are blessed by fate. And at the end of the corridor is Rosemontis. I can't get the door open. Any ideas, Milcease? We need to go. Rosemontis, don't go, not alone. Rosemontis. Who's Rosemontis? Who is Narcissa? Welcome. You're waiting for me? Always have been. Where are the doctors? Where are the others? Where they were. This court does not need an audience. Court? Is this a court? Who's on trial? I, Logan Williams. I am both accused and accuser. In these last moments before fate devours me, I implore you to witness my life. I can't quite get the old man voice down. Here and now, I confess to all of my crimes. Greed. Yes, my teacher reproached me. He chided me for my recklessness and admonished my extraction of infected organs from the dying as being both illegal and immoral. He said my actions did not help patients, only accelerated their deaths. They were already dying. Their consciousness had already passed over to the other side. Did not intend to cause any more pain, nor did I change their fate. But my teacher did not agree. He and his teacher pronounced my death sentence in academia. In a private trial, no justice to speak of. They refused to admit that greed is a virtue for sciences. Small-town boy's biology education is limited to delivering bird and beast calves, unless he musters the courage to dissect a newborn calf in the middle of the night. Thirst for knowledge was enough to overcome his empathy. He needed to seize every opportunity to climb, to continue on the path of exploration. Cowardice.
I have not been found wanting of courage, but there was one thing that I yielded to. Maylander banned me after my teachers reported me. A mark of shame that shut me out of all universities and government-sponsored research institutions. It was the cruelest punishment you can inflict on a scientist in his prime. They stripped me of my right to research. It was akin to murder of the soul. I began drowning myself in drink. For a year and 10 months, I forced myself to face my trembling hands so that I could forget the pain of not being able to hold a scalpel. That was when they found me. They, the shameless rascals. The Department of Defense. They funded Logan Water Tank. In return, I was to develop the most powerful weapon for them in 5 years. Science is neutral, pure, and free. Practical value, especially in terms of weaponization, can only be a burden for science. I did not want to contribute my research for them, but they knew what my weakness was. Knowledge is expensive. Instruments, equipment, materials, down to the bricks to make up the laboratory. It all takes money. Building the lab of my dreams cost more than building a skyscraper in the middle of Tri-Mounts. I had to admit my weakness and prostrate myself before their power. How pathetic.
Hold on. I'm just gonna check something real quick. Okay. Good. Ooh, wrong button. Alright,
There we go. Is this nation any less so? They have allowed barbaric power to control the lifeline of science.
no one more short-sighted than a soldier.
They are at the helm of science. They know not how to use such precious knowledge except to kill their own kind. Folly. Yes, folly. The most unforgivable crime that a scientist can commit. The foolish soldiers are easy to deceive.
Getting subcutaneous arts units, the result of billions in investment, was enough to satisfy them. But I was too busy, too obsessed with my own research, to realize the weakness and ambition of those around me. A foolish student of mine handed part of my experiment data to the Department of Defense. They learned what Logan Water Tank was really researching, and were eager to see results, even threatening to take direct control. How could I allow them to steal my dream when I was so close to finishing my masterpiece? You took a risk. You failed. You lost everything. Narcissa destroyed your lab. That wasn't so bad, but then Maylander came again. He took Narcissa, robbed you of your dream again. You were like a walking corpse. The Department of Defense confiscated the scraps. They wanted you to repay the billions of investment. You cannot repay it, and you refused to work with them anymore. So you were thrown into prison, like a piece of rotting meat that no one paid any further attention to. That was my greatest crime. Failure. Now, my final and greatest failure stands before me. Narcissa. The only flowers in my garden that have not been trampled into the mud. Broken, but still beautiful. Look at me. Look at the Logan Williams who raised you, educated you, oppressed you, and tormented you. You witnessed me, inches away from the summit, and witnessed my fall from grace into the abyss. Now I invite you, child, to be the stick that measures my pain, my regrets, my crimes. You are the only one fit to do so. I hope I don't have to put this voice on much longer. I keep fluctuating, keep losing it. Push forward. Area suppressed. Gamma and Delta. No more reinforcing power armors. Excellent. Continue the attack. Prepare to breach the building.
Not so fast. Colonel, should I start with you? Will killing you buy more time? You traitor. Traitor? We've always been enemies. Who have I betrayed?
I was a little bit away from being a real cough there. Putting on that old man voice is fucking rasping. How fragile. Should I have done this a long time ago? You almost killed our beloved Vice President. Maybe I can exchange your head for a pardon. No units. Attack. You want to be a martyr? Perhaps I should oblige. Oh, there you are, hero. The military and the Maylander have this building surrounded. You can't win. Win? It's not victory that I'm looking for. It's a chance. Same for Kristen. No chance is worth so many lives, including your own. You think so? Compared to my knowledge, my own life has always been insignificant. I've seen so much history, but the time I'm hardly even a passing breeze. That's my life, my poor, boring life. A tiny little bit of time for the chance to touch eternal knowledge, even for an instant. How can it not be worth it? You're even fascinated by death. Don't get me wrong, I'm just curious. I know thousands of ways to die, over hundreds, thousands of years of history, but I only get to die once. Period. Full stop. Standing between accumulated memories and the possibilities of the future. How does it feel? You'll find out. Pure, unadorned power. There was no enamel blade growth. Sharia simply focused all her strength on her hand. There was no original marks involved. That is why the fist was able to penetrate the distorted air. Oh dear, looks like I've lost. I guess that's it, Saria. Kill me here, make it quick. Or maybe not so quick. I should savor the moment. I only get one chance after all. You... mad woman. What about you? Do you think yourself a creature of reason in all that you do? You wanted to prevent disaster in the most efficient manner. You're standing at the door. Why don't you work with the military? They tend to make things worse. What about Maylander? They've been your firm allies for the past 5 years. A made the decision to work with the military. Oh, and the adorable little livery. Little brown bird, so full of morality and empathy. I saw her in one of the military aircraft. I didn't know you had that expression in you. Your hands are going weaker. Everything's going out of control, even your own heart. Setting on a strange feeling to a woman like you. Your taunts are meaningless. Poor Saria. It's not what your eyes, your hands, every inch of your body is saying. Are you sure you don't want to run over to the lab right there, right this instant? It may already be too late. You... In an instant, Juliet is standing on top of a half-collapsed wall. A few more leaps, she's gone from the battlefield. That's a bad sign. The door to the lab is broken. How could it be? Loken. Well, time is almost up anyway. Might as well call it a day. Dear Loken, you came to the orphanage every Friday evening. You brought different flowers each time. Your clothes always had a strong smell to them. The smell of swimming pools and freshly painted fences. I didn't really mind that smell. I wanted to tell you that you didn't need to hide it with flowers. But I didn't say anything because I liked your flowers. I liked the stories of plants that you told. It reminded me of Dad. Good. Good. Your memories are coming back. Yes, I'm remembering. You used to be very nice to me. Then you became very mean. I'm sorry, child. I'm sorry. I promise you, I wanted to give you a happy future. You and your brother should have been the perfect flight forms. You would have rated fine, Original March. Freed yourself from the shackles of talents, the plague of apathy. Yes, you. No, we should have conquered fate itself together. Why? Why couldn't I do it? It ruined us both. Why are you crying? Tears falling on the hand. Salty. Painful. I've seen you cry before. That day. No, I don't want to remember. I don't want you in my memories. It's painful to forget, but even more painful to remember you. Don't forget. Remember me. Please remember me. Remember the criminal. Filled with guilt, filled with pain. No. My brothers. Why? 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 My memories are coming back. My head hurts. It's cold. Grab me. Grab my neck. Clutch it in your hands. Do you feel the pulsating veins? The blood is warm. You won't be cold anymore. Blood. How could it be warm? It's colder than ice. We're suffocating in water. It's you. It's all you. You took my life and my brothers away. You turned me into a monster. A weapon. A destroyer. And kill me. Destroy my broken body. Crush my guilty soul. For all that you've lost. Kill you. All the crimes disappear if I kill you? Lives that people should have lived won't be taken away again? It can be with the ones they love. I can't lie to you anymore. But at least I deserve it. Time is short. We'll have company soon. I'll go to them. I won't let anyone stand in the way of what's right. Doctor, the army men are coming. We need to go deeper. Hurry. Don't leave Rosemontis. Old Loken's locked the door. This building's like a maze. It's got Nasty's handprints all over it. We've been at it for a while now, but we still have no clue where they are. I'm concerned about the kitten, but I doubt an old sickly scientist like Loken could do anything to her. He wants to retrieve Romontis' memories, then have Romontis kill him. That's his gift. Huh? He finally got off the deep end. They say that being in prison too long makes you go crazy. But, well, I'm not sure I should say it. The kitten has a reason to be angry after Loken did all that to her, doesn't she? I was angry when I saw Iffy's experiment logs. Angry enough that I wanted to flood those ruins 6 feet under. Loken will be getting what he deserved. Assuming, just assuming, that Romontis really had vengeance on her mind. I'm not sure I'm really in a position to stop her. I just want Rosemontis to do what she wants. I want to find her. I want to be with my family. And we better hurry. That was close. Almost got roasted together. Army power armors. Get inside. Doctor, we have to... Over here. I'm starting to hear things. Why do I feel like I just heard Iffy's voice? Come with me. What's wrong with you? Step on it. You're effing... You effing or something? You're the FNG? Sounding more and more like... Target, 3 o'clock. So that's how it works. It's so complicated. I'd rather use my fire. Reveal you. Armor convulses a few times before you. Then, fiery red girl leaps off into a shower of sparks. Doctor? Momo? You're both here. You can drive a mech? Piece of cake for a genius like me. Alright, well, sorry I modified it. So she's the genius. Ask her the details. She's close. Zarya's here too. If only she would let me do stuff myself. But why don't you look happy, Momo? It's not that. Wait, that's the way Rosemontis went. Palmer went there. Go, go, go! Hostile contact. It's a young girl. Sensors indicate the presence of an elderly male further in. Should we wait? Giant floating weapons. High threat target identified. Attack. You're a soldier. Cold outer shell. No warmth. No emotion. Are you fighting bad people? You stand with the people who've been hurt? Possible unidentified high threat test subject. Requesting permission to engage. No, you don't have your own will. You don't think about right and wrong before you act, do you? You're just a puppet on strings. Go away, I'll destroy you too. My. Hope these cutscenes don't last very long, because I need to get through this. Okay, there's no weights on this section.
Are y'all ready? Let's go then.
Alishan, I guess.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
What the hell? Okay, I guess lightsabers are cool.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
What the hell is this thing doing? That's a hell of a lot of damage.
I have to get serious now.
Great spot. Enemy spotted. Laying suppressive fire. Chen here. Ready at a moment's notice.
Whew, almost knows
This is not going quite as well as I'd hoped. But it's still going.
I'll be careful.
Oh, shit's going to hell up here. Alright. clumsy, but that works. Cut the potato open. Put it into the water piece by piece. Skulls are much harder to cut. Tear. The softest tissue in the human body are like cotton candy, easily scattered by a gloved hand. Crush. Flowers are crushed in the trembling palm, the juice sticking to the skin, dripping on the new leather shoes. Scream. The instruments sever a nerve so quickly that it can take a life without someone's noticing, just like the use of anesthetics. Cry. My dead brothers cry on the operating table. Why were they the ones who had to be killed? Why was I the one who was made to live? No. They're not dead yet. They're behind me, hammering and crying. There's never a garden. There's only cruel imprisonment and cutting. The cage that treated our lives like toys. They want to destroy the cage. As do I. My walls are being torn apart. Made of advanced reinforced materials. How are they to be sliced apart like potatoes? She lost control. The ground is being peeled like an apple. Be crushed into pulp. Someone needs to stop her. I'll try. You don't mean you're going by yourself, do you? Did you see how she shredded that power armor like paper? Just a regular human. You are human, right? I won't leave Resmontes behind. I'll go. Fret. No time for jokes, Iffy. Diabolo within you. Well, your power is plenty dangerous too. Don't tell me you mean to... No. I won't use this power. I'll do it myself. It's a promise between me and Resmontes. Thankfully, I'm somewhat intelligent about this. Questing support. Can't find a mouse. Communicator. It's crushed. The hecker. Don't. What? I know what you want to say. Don't say it. She's my friend. My good friend. We're more than friends. We work together and fight together. Resmontes. I'll destroy everything that's not right. A love like this should never have existed. I get it. Damn lab coach, damn labs, all those damn things that tormented us should have been burned to ashes a long time ago. Of course we have the right to be angry, yell to destroy it all. But we don't have to do it. Why? Are you going to stand in the way of what's right? You're tough. It'll take more than that to stop me. I won't let you become like Daria, Montes. We promised to see the city together and go back to Rhodes Island together. I don't want to admit it, but you've always been better than I am. You're an elite operator and you've done so many amazing things. Think of Amia. Think of Blaze, Big Cat. Think of the doctor. They have soft palms, their clothes smell clean, and they hug like warm blankets. Blankets? People who love us. Life isn't fair, but after all the scum we had to put up with, we still ended up meeting some really good people. Silence's stories always have a happy ending. I know she made up a bunch of them. Sorry is always strict about my homework, but she helps me when I fall down. Don't destroy these memories. You can stop now, Resmontes. Stop. If Frit... The vibrations weaken. Ifrit grabs Resmontes' hand. Yes, Ifrit, you remember me. Yes, Ifrit, you remember me. No way you could forget. You didn't find out I ate those cookies you hid yet. Yes, I think you're right. It wasn't the doctor who ate the cookies. I should correct the terminal entry. You look like you're hurting. Why are you laughing? I wanted to laugh. You didn't lose control, right? Even the doctor was worried about it, but you just wanted to do what you wanted to do in your own way. Yeah. It's okay. Sorry, I was worried that I'll lose control too. Not a lack of trust. You just worry too much. As for the bad guys, the power they planted in us, the scars they left behind, none of that can control us. We're the only ones who can. We can turn the tables and laugh in their faces. Like this? Yes. Lift the corners of your mouth, find that Loken, tell him he's nothing to you. Loken. Alright, I'll find him. I know what to say now. Things have calmed down. If did it. She calmed Rosmontis down. Talk about a close one. Rosmontis' arch left cracks in the walls around you. The walls of the maze have been destroyed, revealing a hallway deeper into the building. What's that room for, Ulysses? Huh? This is a vivarium. It's connected to Loken's lab. Kristen remembered in the deepest reaches, sarcophagus. Sure you saw a sarcophagus. It's unmistakable. It's the starting point of all memories you have. Even the dizziness is exactly the same. Loken is helping Kristen study the sarcophagus. What does Kristen need the sarcophagus for? Want to destroy yourself? Ulysses? Ulysses does not answer. You reach out and touch nothing. There's only a small splash, the reflection of bubbles. Real Ulysses stands at the heart of the vivarium. You're leaving us? Doctor, I promised I'd take you and Rosmontis to see Loken. Our cooperation is over, now that its goal is complete. You can't go any further. We say goodbye here. Planned this from the beginning. Until you got the address. No. I lied again. I really am evil, aren't I? That hard-headed Nesty. I told her I made my choice when I really hadn't. I only just now made it, the moment I saw this vivarium. I'm sorry. I came only to confirm one thing. Yes, this is where my dreams are. Vivarium, and the future it carries, this is my dream. It's the answer for me and my people. Kristen promised to take it with her. She didn't lie to me. She just didn't tell me. Maybe she got tired of my cloaks and daggers. Oh, part of me never seems to be there. Maybe she never stopped believing the trust between us. She really did it. So I should keep my promise. Tell Saria I'm sorry. The water pushes you away. It's soft but irresistible. Turn to the outer hallway. The lab's door is closing behind you. The water disappears, leaving no trace behind. Your hand is empty again. This is no longer just an intermission in the middle of a dance. It's time. Can I go now? Deal's done. You can leave at any time. You promised me you'll find it on your terminal. Is this the entirety of Loken's research? No, there's another address. A blurred one. It looks familiar. You've really done a lot right under Maylander's nose. I'm starting to actually respect you. What a shame. What's that? You won't see the sky that you should have gotten to see. The stars. My people have played with them long enough. I've given you all the information I should. Do you really think those twisted spots of light are worth looking at? No, not the sky we see today. Its true aspect in the future. Enough. I know about your great plans, but that future doesn't belong to me. As long as your data is legit, I'll be able to fulfill my ancestor's dream and recover my true power. Power that you desire cannot even overcome time. You understand that it could be machines that fly the skies of the future or other evolving life forms, but not a shadow from 10,000 years ago. Are you mocking me? Mocking my blood, my memory, my destiny? You... Sacrificing your entire race just to return to the past. Is it really worth it? Whatever. I got what I wanted. Let's say goodbye in peace. Juliet jumps down the monitoring platform. She does not turn around to look at Kristen. This is not one Kristen to see the look on her face. You. We meet again. We're silent for a moment. Past and future pass by each other without making contact. I really need to save. 5 minutes. Can't get the door open. Here. Huh? It's a weapon you lent me? Not lent, gave. It's yours. You just need practice. Practice. You're free. Once you go out from here, the agents and soldiers are too busy to bother. They found Hammer and achieved their goal. They won't bother you anymore. Run the tri-mounts. There, you'll still be researcher silence. You want to go to the most dangerous direction, don't you? You could put your life in danger. You may never be able to escape Mainlander's gaze ever again. It'll be a struggle of a lifetime. You may lose some things forever. Freedom, life you know, the trust of your family and friends, the right to live under the sun, and yourself. Are you sure you want a life like that? I don't know. I haven't seen the problem resolved with my own eyes. I don't want to give up halfway. You're a talented scholar, a good doctor. Have you made up your mind to become a warrior? Maybe I'll never be a warrior, but I'll grasp the weapon you gave me tight if necessary. Very well, child. Go forth with my blessing. Thank you, Director Jara. By the way, Control, Kristen could be just ahead. Don't you want to see her? Do I? Of course I do. But I doubt I can catch her. Jara gazes at the laboratory. Then she turns her gaze towards the sky. Got it yet? Not yet. Keep going. Corv Hammer should be in here. And Kristen, she couldn't have escaped right under our noses. 3 minutes. Give me one. That's a little bit better. Ifrit? Sorry, did you find a way in? Not yet. This place is weird. Even after Osmont has crushed most of the outer wall like a cookie, it's not revealing any stuff inside. It's not a complete building. What? You're right, Ifrit. It's not a lab. It's... She installed her parents' propulsion device on... How could it be? No. How did I not think of it until now? Sorry, where are you going? If I break the wall, must have expected me. It's pointless. Then what has a point? Can't change anything. Would we be too late? No. I have to. Have to what? Sorry. Silence? You need to get out of here. It could be... No. Sorry, I didn't come here to listen to you talk like that. I know how far a scientist would go for her dream. I know that feeling of rapture, which is why I know the strength it takes to fight it with morality. We've long been seeking a balance between science and order. You do well, perhaps too well. Your order's falling apart, but if you're willing to let balance go, perhaps you'll find your roots amidst the chaos. Find my roots. I believe you can. We have all things to do. Let's part here. I can't tell you now, Saria. How much I looked up to you. How much I wanted to walk by your side. 1 minute. Well, there goes a rare find. How do you plan on making it up to me, Kristen? 30 seconds. Narcissa, you returned. Are you already pronounced judgment? Yes, I want to kill you. Not for revenge. I hate you. But me and the doctor both say that revenge won't bring back the ones I love. Not for destruction. You want to use me to destroy you, and I won't. I'm not your weapon. You're just a criminal. You're nothing to me. I'll do what the law and prison could not do. I hereby sentence you to death. Good. Good. How does that song go again? Country... God damn it, I'm not singing that. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. Soon, very soon. Well, you don't want to go to West Virginia, my friend. Fucking hear that song too much. Severe tremors shake the earth, like something very strong and resilient is about to break out. You gaze at the rising inner corridor and see a figure through the windows. Kristen. A name that's been on many lips these days. Lunatic, genius, foe, friend. Or perhaps a dreamer who does not belong in this time. You see her with your own eyes for the first time. She continues to look up at the sky as though the blank emptiness is the only thing she cares about. What's going on? A familiar silhouette appears. Monitor. It unfolds in an instant, grabbing your shoulders lightly with sharp claws, the massive figure covering you fully. Then, an even more massive shadow rises behind Monitor. Hammer. Now you can see that the mysterious ring corridor and Mules's vivarium are both part of Hammer. Maylander and the military fought over it, then made peace over it, but no one could have predicted that it would reveal itself this way. The bright flames of the thrusters feel blinding. The blast throws you off your feet. If not for Calstit and Monitor, you would have been cast to the winds like those around you and the broken remains of the lab. Calstits. Hang on, Doctor. I saw the sarcophagus. You're so close to the truth. I know. The figure in the air casts her gaze at you. No, not at you. The dark monster that is protecting you. Kristen moves her lips, seemingly inquiringly. You hear Calstitz repeat her answer to you. I know. Alright, one chapter done and it's been a little bit less than an hour. Yippee. And I've still got 4 fuckers a training stage. This lead in. Oh, what's the matter? I don't get to pick my squad. What the hell? What is this thing? Hey, hey! Stop fooling around. The enemy's near the objective. What do we do? Don't worry. I think I have a grasp of the structure here. Those rocks are called planetary debris. We can take advantage of them. Planetary debris only moves along a set trajectory. Gravity causes it to remain at the bottom of the trajectory. When stationary, the massive planetary debris will block the enemy's path. So all we need to do is change the direction of gravity. On it. Super effective. Right. Planetary debris deals heavy physical damage to enemies in its path while also pushing them. Be careful, however, as planetary debris can also deal damage to our own operators in its path. Whee! That was fun. Good work, Yobe. Stand adjacent to planetary debris to attack it and charge it up. After a certain number of hits, planetary debris will be pushed in the operator's deployed direction. This takes time, but if you have operators specialized in pushing, back up. Trying to change the direction of gravity. I'm here, structured open. Good timing, Shaw. Push that planetary debris to the right. Yes, ma'am.
You have violated the fire regulation.
Good work. With sufficient force, you can move planetary debris directionally. The path is now completely blocked regardless of which gravity is pulling. Gravity system here is interesting. We should investigate further and make better use of it. Battlefield is on our side now. Eliminate the remaining enemies.
Freeze!
Hee hee.
You'll pay for that.
Oh, right. Why can't I retreat him? Fine. Do things your way.
I'll show them what I can do.
I just wanted to play with the big marble. November 21st, 10:99, 7:11 p.m. Hammer mission elapsed time 3 minutes. Phooey. Freezing around here. Asshats keep shutting off the heaters. How many complaints am I gonna have to file before they realize we're here at night on overtime? Hey honey, what are you calling for? Hold on. I'll speak to you outside. What day is today? 9 days out from the project deadline. Progress is looking bad for us. I won't be home today either, no. Our anniversary? Oof. Sorry, it's been crazy the past couple days. I know, honey, you've been looking forward to that restaurant forever. I know, I'm sorry. AP was touring Rhine Labs, so the egghead idiots on the board have been going insane. Forcing every project to produce interim results immediately. Or else for SOL. I'm not coming up with excuses, honey, it's just... Listen, I can't do today. I'll make it up to you some other time, I swear. Hello? Honey, are you there? Shit. If only something would just happen. Won't the office blow up? Won't goons drop a bank? Why don't try 'em on stupid city treads just snap in half? Anything. Night gradually sinks in. The office lights are set for another all-nighter. Shadow caging in this one pitiable researcher. He's a shiver. They say snow is coming in a few weeks. Someone bumps past him out of nowhere. Okay, my fault for hoping. Eventually, he shuffles his feet, stepping back into the high-rise, just as he stifled his urge to stay outside a little longer. An irritating droning noise emits from far off. Catastrophe alarms, sounding with no warning. PA demanding evacuation echoes through the streets. The researcher subconsciously leans to gather his gait. Suddenly, he notices everyone around him coming to a slow halt. All gazes drawn at once towards the sky. With great skepticism, he lifts his head again. What the hell is that? A massive toroid and sluggish revolution rises from beneath the building. In the dark, as mechanical devices unfold, the neon of the city that glares off the upper surfaces becomes one with the structure. metal luster shining too brightly for the naked eye. It's so imposingly majestic, so impossibly elegant, that could only be the stuff of the most beautiful dreams ever dreamt. It pierces through the clouds, and inexplicably, it still rises. Some kind of ring? 7:13 p.m. Hammer mid-flight. I'm very interested, of course. Extremely interested. Really? Well, that's swell. A project can get ride and sponsorship. Take a seat, ma'am. Anything to drink? Plain water will be fine, Justin, sir. Please, call me Justin Jr., even. How about some wine? More took the Gaulish Empire, but I thank the troops for leaving us the best vineyards intact. Please, if you insist, thank you. Come in. I'm sure there's a bit of loose skin inside my mouth. Director, your office phone has been ringing non-stop. Tell them I'm busy. You have some friends of yours looking for you. Mayor Benjamin, Councilman Chris, Deputy Phil, Commander Cut, who else? You have a Mr. Lewis, the one in charge of industrial sec? They say... Who might you be, ma'am? Sorry, I'll wait outside. Don't worry about it, no secrets here. Go ahead. Right. They appear to be extremely unhappy with the articles you deposited at Plate 7. They were under the impression the project was a more ordinary one. Commander Collette went to Mr. Lewis. I'm afraid all Plate 7 monitoring files will be lost by tomorrow. The mayor and councilmen have returned every case we've sent them over the past few years and declared they'll no longer be seeking your aid for campaigns. The deputy made some very radical statements. I hear he's gotten an emergency arrest warrant for the state prosecutor and seems to be on the way here now. I've notified the fence, but we can't keep him away for long. And here I swore we got along well enough. How fragile of a friendship. Wouldn't you say, ma'am? Just insert, I'm only here to ask you to invest. I don't think I should necessarily be in the loop on all this. Aren't you curious, though? What could Ryan Lab have that scares these elites and bureaucrats in black suits and white gloves so badly that they'd crawl out of bed in the middle of the night to get to work? I don't know. A nanodroid that extends your lifespan forever or something? Nice idea. If someone came to me with a prospectus and technological... If someone came to me with a prospectus and technical prototype, you know what I'd invest? I am wondering a little, why'd you call me up, of all people? Have you ever heard of stage syndrome, ma'am? I've seen it in the files. A hereditary condition, I think. Very rare, highly fatal, extremely stubborn. Sufferers of it aren't usually expected to live beyond 45, and more than likely pass it on to their children. I assumed it was Ryan Lab that developed... Look, no rush to win your potential sponsor over. But yes, fairy tale ending. There's a miracle cure out there for stage syndrome. And while Ryan Lab had no involvement in the research, it goes without saying that many have reaped the benefits. Pity it arrived a little late, is all. Old Justin Sr. died of organ failure from stage syndrome 3 days before they finalized the drug. Justin Sr., he must be... Sure was, and his son, Justin Jr., was informed of the big, wide blue, after struggling in fear for a decade and change, that he could live like a normal human thanks to the med. Bam! The nightmare that plagued my family was gone, like it never even existed. Only later did I learn the key element in the drug popped up when an intern researcher happened to mess up some reagents. That's fate. That's how it goes. Well, at least you're free of the disease now. Because of a random, dumb mistake. Incapable might call it a twist of fate. And when the curtains are closed, pat themselves on the back for it even. They see it as a gift of chance. But I can't stand it. I won't stand for it. I'll have this phenomenon safe and secure in my own hands. I'll grip it. I'll control it. I'll dictate to where it goes. A catastrophe alarm. Why does it have to be now? Sir, we need to evacuate. Finally. Justin Fitzroy Jr. Well, if it isn't the Supreme Court, you finally got me. What is your pledge? Pledge I will lead Columbia forth. What guarantees that? Is my participation not enough? Your many friends are dissuading me at this very moment. Tell me Columbia law shouldn't allow your people to continue in their unbridled ways. From mere fondness for sending out cases of money, does unbridled ways make them what, pray tell, do Christians' actions sum to? Justice, you told me it's not for the protection of any sanctimonious ethics that Columbian law works. Must chew the brambles for those who make forth. I ask then, what is your verdict? Columbia's court pales timid and weak, then I should see no reason why it deserves my further tenure. Much obliged. Was that just a Supreme Court justice calling? What research are Ryan Labs even handling? Easy, easy. Ryan Labs, no danger to the law. You're with a trustworthy firm. But, well, back on topic. About what I've been stashing in the jurisdictional care of my friends. Go pull the curtains, ma'am. You won't want to miss the show tonight. What is that? How's something that big flying? Is that another Rhine Lab project? I'll be honest, you're not really qualified and I'll be honest, you're not really a qualified entrepreneur. You're a flip-flopper. Scare easy, not confident enough, always second-guessing. Got a habit of spending too much time on how you'd word things. To be frank, it's no wonder Trimontian investors' circles don't like you. Luckily for you, none of that matters to me. Rhine Lab will buy out your power laboratory in whole. I'll provide you ample funds, and it will be seen to that all is done to support your research endeavors to come. If Lady Luck is on our side, and one day you rise to directorship at Rhine Lab, then it's not out of the question that you might get a little section carved out for you. Just as our young Dr. Frank Scott. I don't understand. So much has happened today. Just say yes, because Luck doesn't claim the credit here, for it has been my decision. When the hand of Justin Jr. reaches, there is random chance no longer, ma'am. I help the lunatic to succeed. I understand, Director Justin. Looking forward to working with you. And welcome to the Rhine Lab family. Cheers. 7:25. Hammer mid-flight. I've seen we finally found it, Colonel. Bit of a process, huh? We weren't anticipating Kristen would have another propulsion unit ready to go for Hammer. She hid the coal contraption under a garbage heap, and now she sailed the damn thing through Trimount's airspace like she owns it. This is all my fault. No point in taking the blame now, Colonel. You're all headed for the worst case. Hammer's still flying for Shaft, bound for its upper surface with an ETA of 20 minutes. Based on what the manual says, it'll be hovering within about 5 clicks of the shaft, which gives it maximal odds of taking down any ground targets in its angle of drift. But of course, Arc 1 is no suitable position to launch attacks or counter enemy position right now. Plans never extended beyond demonstrated feasibility with Tri-Mounts. 5 clicks of altitude is something the average aero unit just can't do. Your considerations were all comprehensive outside of that blindsiding. We're dispatching specialist drones from the district capable of higher altitude, but we still need more time. Meanwhile, we'll have every regular drone allocated to tri-mounts already on liftoff. They'll interfere with Hammer's continued descent as best we can. This looks like to be limited. Seems the military gave this ring thing some sturdy armor. I thought these Maylander drones were advanced for Columbia as is. Outstanding work. Medals for all the generals, I say. The DoD has a hell of a lot of resting on this. No point in taking the blame now, sir. What's important is we get the situation back into your hands. Into our hands, Colonel. Personally, I understand the pitch the Army is making. Ever since the Bolivar debacle, you people have been mighty eager to get back on stage. We're all Colombians, aren't we? It goes without saying, when I enlisted, I pledged my loyalty to Colombia. Christians still won't contact us and won't respond to any else from us either. These aren't the actions of an opportunist or kidnapper. But if this is a bluff by the military, we can't say anything for sure. All we can be thankful for is, no matter what she intends to do, the shaft is under control and always has been. She has no way to... Sorry, Mr. Vice President, let me proceed. Colonel, it seems you people have some urgent news for you. It's me. I'm with the Vice President right charging. Haven't we been in total control of the shaft this whole time? How could it shut the whole shaft down immediately? Can't. What do you mean you can't? How hard can it be to find the goddamn switch or breaker or whatever it is and flip it? Pull out the wires. Kill the power source. Do whatever it takes. I don't care what facilities we damage. What? You're telling me you've done everything you can, and shaft has not only failed to shut down, its goddamn energy readings are still climbing. Bring every ounce of explosive we have in tri-mounts. Blow that thing to Kingdom Come. It's already charged, and if you blow it up, the energy dissipation will level the entire city, Colonel. That's what Maylander agents are telling me. You've got a crafty one on your hands. She's out of her goddamn mind. How much does she hate Columbia? What is she up to? Hold on. I can think of one possibility. The district. It's the district. If Hammer's angle deviates far enough, it's probably going to threaten Max DC. Beloved President is still situated there. Kristen, she intends to destroy the heart and the brain of Columbia. We have to evacuate all personnel in the district immediately. Don't worry, Colonel. The President's just told me we're fine. Armed forces in the district are mobilized. General Barry is taking charge of the defense there. She's promised me she'll protect the President with her life. General Barry? Oh, guess you didn't hear. She's just been promoted. Carry on with your mission, Colonel. Columbia still needs you in this dire hour. Anything else? No, nothing. I swear I'm going to put an end to this insanity personally. Don't overwork yourself. If you'll excuse me. Well, these orders do, Mr. President. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure about this. Still, I won't question your judgment. I understand. I'll head out at once. I swear if Colonel Blake doesn't die in a plane crash or a helicopter crash, they missed an opportunity. Not that I want him to die, either way. I don't know how I feel about him yet, but you know. You see that? What is it? Is that what the brass is after? Sure is a high-flying bastard. Where's it headed? Out of the city. By appearances and energy accumulation device. Out of the city. The shaft? Did the Colonel call this thing Arc 1? Hammer? What the hell is the mad scientist thinking? What the hell is that mad scientist thinking? Idealism. Obsession. Curiosity. Initiative. It's a trend that scientists are tied to... It's a trend that scientists are tied to these qualities. Silence will admit, as a scientist herself, as a former Rhine Labs employee, that when she first caught the tremendous megastructure rising to the sky, she felt a faint tug on her heartstrings and a mortifying sense of pride. This company she once struggled for was creating This company she once struggled for was creating had created a wonder of the land, of the sky. She should by all rights bask in it, shouldn't she? Deception, calculation, sacrifice, conspiracy. She quickly comes to realizing what this marvel was built upon. Control. Kristen Wright. As an ordinary researcher, she never had too much contact with Kristen. Perhaps at most a glimpse or two of the Rhine Lab control during wrap-up conferences at the end of the year. She still remembers the look in Kristen's eyes. In her eyes, there was only one thing. Scientists must think about one thing and one thing only, and that is how to accomplish it. A scientist's sole responsibility is to push science to progress. That alone is more than enough to exhaust us. And where is it that progress lies? Whenever Columbia's wastes see rain, the vegetation quickly turns to overgrowth. When people hand down decisions from high perches, dictating what plants are of use and what should be disparaged as weeds never sits well with me. We need to admit, no matter what, that should not be described as progress. Kristen and those like her, and those who wear the same guise as her, they all lay claim to their vision, their direction, as the way that scientists progress should orient. She wouldn't dare say she understands the secretive, elusive control, but she understands the rest of them, and the respective costs of their journeys. Who will define progress? Who will watch over it? Hadn't it seen too many sacrifices beneath its heels? Science must progress, of course. I'm a researcher myself. I sympathize as such. But we must be aware of the nature of the costs therein. We must be aware that science does not solely serve personal ideal nor obsession. Is that a drone? Researcher, what are you doing? I don't want trouble with you. And you guys... Yeah, I don't want trouble with you, and the guys in charge don't need your help anymore, so you ought to... Hey, we're talking to you. The hell's she up to? The key, your car key! She's still one of her cars? Is she insane? Shit, we need to... Silence! Silence! Where'd that girl come from? This is a military exclusion zone. The hell are you doing? Move it! Give me your car key too. Do you know how to drive? Maybe you need me to... Shut up, I've got this under control. Just to confirm, left one is the brake, right? And on that day, 3 people were run down in the streets.
Buck up and get ready for battle.
Where's the up button? Oh.
Good scenery here, Doctor.
Oh, that's the actual floor, okay. 16 right there. The dogs I'm not so worried about. Oh shit, I should be worried.
Almost not that.
Let's drop you there, Lanya lady. And we'll drop you here.
すぐに解決いたします。
And we have an Ifrit lane. Oh boy. It's a lot. Alright, if that's how you want to be.
Good spot. Any orders for me?
Hold on, if I remember correctly, I can do this.
Nice.
Right?
Any orders for me?
Good job, bud.
I'll be careful.
And everyone died.
Professor, this may be a little hot. Mission accomplished.
Toasty. Doctor, we need to leave immediately. I found Kristen's energy source. Things aren't yet irredeemable. The worst case possibility I anticipate has not yet come to pass. We still have a chance to stop her. What's a sarcophagus doing here? Kristen's plan requires mass amounts of energy, the scale and purity of which are both beyond any modern Terran's grasp, or even their imagination. So she's exploiting the sarcophagus tech. The sheer vastness of this energy is more than a sarcophagus can provide too. So why is she... I said more than a sarcophagus. I had anticipated there being in Columbia. Buried right beneath these wastes. Doctor, I need your help. And your help is all I have. I'm worried about Rosmontis. Combat has concluded. She won't be in danger. I ask you to have faith in her. She may still be a child, but she is nevertheless a Rhodes Island elite operator. And I ask you to have faith in the time you spent with her. Whether the operation in Chernobog or her days abroad the Rhodes Island, not one past moment has been for naught, and these experiences likewise mold her even now. She'll make her own choice, and we can only respect that choice. But right now, as it falls to her, so it falls to us too. 7:45 p.m. Hammer now at upper shaft. Incredible. Always wondered how you learned to fight so well, busy with all those research projects. And I thought I made efficient use of my time. Do you never sleep? What are you doing here, Ferdinand? Took the word right out of my mouth, Saria. After forcibly entering a Tri-Mountain military spec ops bureau, what could you possibly be doing here? Let me guess. You want to find something to chase after that airborne gizmo. Maybe hijack a heavy-duty armor drone and tie yourself onto it, for example? Or is that thinking a little too simple, Director Saria? Never took you for the impulsive type. Out of the way, Ferdinand. I have no time to argue with you right now. Would you look at that? How sad. The only three... well, fine. Scientific investigation doesn't count. The only two director control left out of her incredible master plan just happened to gathered here. What do you want to do? Stop the mad woman? Or save her? No need to tell you anything. I assure you, I don't mean to criticize your relationship with Kristen. I was just waiting for you. Listen, Zarya, I'm not here to get in your way. I said out of the way. And I said, listen. That's the sound of an aircraft. Ferdinand, where is that one from? The Horizon Arc project isn't just that superweapon Kristen's floating through the air. It's a complete strategic program. I tapped into some connections to borrow an aircraft they used to service Arc 1, and blew up the rest while I was at it. Let me be clear. Look across all of Columbia, and you'll find very few passenger aircraft safely able to fly near barrier altitude. They won't need much time to scramble high-altitude crafts from the district. But for you and for me, that time is more than enough. You're proposing a collaboration. You believe that you're seriously qualified for this. There's the same old Zarya I know. As though you'd have the ability to quell every single problem even if it wasn't there to help. I don't have a single shred of doubt about this. In your own words, there's no reason we should class. Hammer has reached the shaft's aerial space, and the shaft has begun accumulating energy. If we let this situation unfold as is, then no matter what Kristen's up to, this will end with the Department of Defense exposed to the winds of scrutiny. And I'm sure we all know how Rhine Labs, as an accessory to it, will end up. And whether it be as a clandestine military proxy or a former director of Rhine Labs, you'll be finished, Ferdinand. Exactly. But I'm not about to give in. We can still make it in time. We can bring Hammer back down again in a safe descent before the energy excitation, and then there will be room to pull everything back. And is it your life you're looking to redeem, or Rhine Lab? Does it matter? Be franker than that, Ferdinand. You've been ready with this aircraft. You've been anticipating your Christian could get this far. Here I thought the busy work at Defense had ground away all your researchers' insight. Still, I've been ready for less time than you think. You honestly believe this adventure of yours will rescue anything. If you didn't think so, then why would you be here? Do you know what feeling has struck me deeper than anything else lately? I feel like nobody cares about Rhine Lab's reputation. Everyone else is either out to see what research fund Rhine can get them, or their own interest in what Kristen's doing. You may have considered how Kristen leaves the picture, but have you considered what will become of the company afterwards? Yes, I know, you've all been captured by her charming charisma. The little soul-searching, I have to wonder if I wasn't too. Of course I was. But Rhine Labs is ours. Of the blood we shed. I can't accept her setting fire to everything that I gave the sweat of my brow for. No matter what reasons drive it. So I can swallow being a tusk beast of the military because I want to pull Rhine back from the brink. Is that so wrong? Never thought I'd see you telling me this sort of thing. They're very Director of Defense-like words, aren't they? Frankly, I should be getting a cut of your salary for it. I'm no longer the Director of Defense. Fine. Once the dust settles on all this, I'll talk with Jar about getting a raise. You'll need to be re-employed first. Still, you're right about one thing. Rescuing Rhine is far from my only aim. I need Rhine, and Rhine needs me. That's my assessment, born of reason and emotion. However, to put it bluntly, I'm curious. This is Kristen we're talking about. We know Kristen. The army wants to think she's out to blow something up, which is stupid. After working with her for so long, we know what kind of woman she is. And of course, you would understand her better than I ever could. Sorry, tell me straight. What's going on in that brain of hers? How far is she going to take this? I can conjecture. conjecture. Very cautious terminology. Go on then. Are you conjecturing or not? Those drones currently on the attack may be unable to pierce Hammer's armor for the time being, and cannot reach its altitude whatsoever. But shooting down this maintenance aircraft of yours would be simple enough for them. My guess is the military and Mainlander are deploying even greater firepower right now. Specialist drones capable of even higher altitudes, even landing craft to convey troops. Their involvement in the front line is only a matter of time. We need to get your little craft, with near to no armor and not a single weapon installed, straight through a net of drone fire. This definitely carries a little risk. I'll pilot. Suit yourself. Are you actually able to run this thing? I learned once in college. Truer words have never been spoken. 7:50 p.m. Hammer, altitude 3,000 meters. Seems like the transmitter response has started growing stronger. It should be right around here. Still no good. Energy readout's completely blanked. You can't stop it. Not that. The thing's blown past max display capacity. There's nothing in the manuals for this. Then to hell with the manual. I want solutions, damn it. No. The entire facility's energy supply line should be cut by now. All of them. This energy, where the heck is it coming from? So you're telling me this energy is enough to turn us to ash with just one lick, but it's just coming out of thin air? The burden's on you to prove that hypothesis. Shut up. Keep giving me solutions, or I'll hurl you straight in there. Let me just give it another once over. Pipelines, switches, energy nodes. Is this son of a bitch gonna explode on us? The manual says, I think in general terms, current accumulated energy is now beyond the structure's theoretical safe limit. If it explodes, what happens? I don't know. Hey, okay, run me some analysis. If something does go wrong, would it hit Yorktown? That's not far from here. Yorktown, I'm not sure. Tell me how big it'll blow for Pete's sake. I told my brother-in-law it was a bad idea to pioneer out near Trimounts. It's a city of head cases. I'm calculating now. To hell with this, I'm surrounded by science, not crazy Poindexters. Don't any of you even have a single breaker in your brains? Every day, with your million fucking amazing projects, you never just wonder, what happens if you screw up? The minds behind Trimountian science, and you build this giant bomb that activates itself, and you literally can't even shut it down. I wasn't on this project. I got temp assigned to work on this by your colonel. I would have definitely tested this thing a few more times myself. Zip it. I know you people too well. One little teensy-weensy hint of success, and it's like you all go goddamn blind. Wasn't this project led by the DoD? Okay, then they're all insane. I warned my Meemaw when she said her folks were coming to pioneer from Columbia. Nation built a goddamn nutcases. Damn it, are you done calculating? Shit, this won't work. I need to make a call. Why can't I dial out? Energy concentrations are too high. Probably, thus impacting signal transmission. Damn it. God damn it. Sure, anywhere with better signal. Some other corridor. This is all falling into chaos. Energy transmission can't be halted. Just what is Kristen trying to do? Transmitter's response is still growing stronger. It should mean that the transmitter Professor Parvis tuned is all about Hammer. So why is there such a strong reaction here too? I have to... Is there a passage anywhere? I need to keep heading down. Silence. So you came. You chose this path to move forward. Whenever Parvis recruited for his places, he'd always tell me that the trait he most valued was a researcher's perseverance for progress. No wonder he graded you well. What could be on your mind right now, Kristen? Oh, we're still going. So this is our destination? For the past while, I investigated several former Tri-Mounts locations surveyed by Ryan Lab until I finally found this place. And reality was a little removed from what I imagined. Kalsa gives the rock face beside her a few knocks. We are separated from the Horizon Arc Project shaft by only a few hundred meters. I'm afraid Kristen has the way laid out there too, should you want to go sightseeing. Cal sits. Dr. Lost, I presume you've gathered that there is much more driving Rhodes Island to intervene so actively in the Tri-Mounts affair, beyond simply who and what you've seen. Who? Silence, Ifrit, Zarya, Loken, Rosmontis, even the Revenant calling himself the Tin Man. All of them are simply ordinary people, far separated from the truth. With regards to the Ryan Lab commotion and Kristen going out of control, the military and the Maylander Foundation are like weights once again placed on the scales, trying to preserve the semblance of a civilized nation. But none of that is what matters most. What should concern most. From the very beginning, Kristen has been brushing against something far beyond anyone's imagination, and with that as a focus, has launched a charge against the sky. I worry her actions will bring unexpected things to bear upon Terra. My intent was to stop her before then, but we were one step too slow. On Terra today, interfering in such things is no longer easy. Civilization is much more expansive than I thought. There comes a day when people step far enough, though. Why not share what you know with anyone else? It's not as if I haven't before, but the end result is never ideal. He may suggest those aboard Rose Island today, Amiya, Closure, the hunters with the ties to Eager. They know a great deal already, which has helped to resolve their own issues. When you plow the fields, you never pay mind to why the horizon forms as clouds, rain, and lightning, yet perhaps you may want to know when the next storm will come. The arrogant acts of noble politicians versus repeated catastrophe, forecasted yield of crops versus new tax levies, these are things that ground life. Reality is, countless have no regard for even that much. They simply do not care for the fates of others. From a Terran point of view, even if they did choose to believe such far-flung knowledge and information, what could they do about it? What use would it be? The wise that take note of all around them, those bare few are the only ones able to maintain their thoughts. And the rest, when faced with things that outstrip their comprehension, more than often opt to laugh it off or persecute it, so as to protect their comfortable bubbles of ignorance from any outside challenge. They're no more than lamentable, but the truth grows ever further because of them. You've been pushed to explain to me before. I'm just starting to wonder what's ahead of us. Just promise me one thing, Doctor. Go on. No matter what it is you find next and think next, do not let it shake you. I am by your side. If you choose to, no. No, you won't. I trust the you that accompanied me at the Rose Island. I trust the you that accompanied Mia and Rhodes Island to today, and I trust that you're prepared in your own way. Despite how inescapably scarce our remaining time is. Wait. Fall back, Doctor. What I just said will take some explaining. Fall Calcit's gaze to where a dangerous silver glint perched atop the rock. A woman clings to a stalactite wall. Why is that word throwing me off? A woman clings to the stalactite wall with nothing but her tail, almost like she's floating in the air, taking in the two of you with great amusement. You feel uneasy. Isn't Huliak's sudden appearance before you, rather that you realize how Calcid, a prudent comparable to an automated machine, has made a mistake so rudimentary, even to you, rudimentary. Huliak gently lands beside the two of you. Her mirthful smile draws scratches across your beating heart. I thought you were more cautious than that, Rhodes Island physician. But to be fair, I'm surprised you two managed to find this place. Kristen never even told me its exact location. Kukulkan. Never gonna get that word right. Kukulkan. Betraying the Maylander Foundation is tantamount to funeralizing your future in Columbia. What Kristen promised must be far more generous than what Maylander could give you. You and your clan chose a path of no return, and you're trying to find the source of your race's power from control and Loken's research. I advise you to stop. This is not pursuit of the historical self. It's simply self-destruction. A vast time has elapsed in which the elders have lost their legendary powers, and now, compared to the remaining ancient races, have no... Calcid's speech is interrupted. Huliak's tail is quietly pressed against your throat. Yes, there's a sort of pressure, your calm expression and tone of voice freak. One that makes your database of a brain capable of turning words into weapons. But you know that sometimes speechcraft just doesn't work. The sarcophagus from Loken and the files Kristen got from who knows where are enough to round off this dream we've had for a long time. A dream filled to bursting with power and might. Look at this now. Look at me. My plumage, my flesh, my tail. Memory tells me how it's all begotten by my blood. A high blood by any other name. Kukulkan blood. I'm very strong, aren't I, Doctor? Please loosen your tail when you speak. I don't mind your composure one bit. But you see, if I felt like snapping your neck, it wouldn't take much effort to do it. I remember it happening just like this before. Without all that fantastical equipment, Kristen's hardly stronger than the average person. And I could have just as easily throttled her. I'm going to move the mic and see if that helps at all. Because this is not an ideal setup. Nor has it ever been. Okay. But she downplayed, minimized, rejected power. I don't really like the oddball science type, but she made me realize, aside of my lineage, what do I even have? It's a cruel irony. The words she says cling to you. She humiliated the calling and the memories I succeeded. I wanted so badly to return the favor, but she seemed so impossible to strike at. The placidity, like she'd gotten everything life had to offer. So placid, it made me envious. It made me want to claw myself apart. It shook me so badly. She won you over. What is it you want? I want to see how she ends. To guess her true intentions, to unearth her legacy, and then I'll snatch away every last thing that made up her mind when she ridiculed me. Why am I echoing now? I hate this sometimes because I can't figure things out. Maybe I'll find the answer. Just like that. Before I return to my longed for age of the Kolka clan, the Kolka clan's unrivaled dominance. I want to know, in our modern sense, what worth that has. What worth I have. That's what I want. Yeah, that's what I, Juliek, want to do. I hope you won't get in the way, Dr. Dame Kaustitz. Finally. Do I want to push for midnight or do I want to end this at 11? I'm probably going to end up pushing for midnight. But I know that I have a collect case investigation. Complete. Ah, my throat burns. Investigate, clear CW8 with a 3-star rating, easy enough. Investigate. Clear event stages 5 times, excluding tutorial stages and secret zones. I've done that plenty. Clear CW7 with a 3-star rating and hit enemies with planetary debris 15 or more times. I'll do that on my own time. CW8 with a 3-star rating is fairly easy. Up and down, but these paths are left and right. Am I gonna have to push these all the way down before I can do anything with them? Or is there gonna be an orb that rolls up and down here? What are these? Alright, these are new. Let's drop red for now. I want a cheap caster with a quick redeployment time. I don't know who that's gonna be. Actually, a pusher. I want a pusher. What am I thinking? Who do I have that's a pusher, honestly? Is Shaw my only pusher? No, I got Enforcer too, okay. I was gonna say, have I not leveled any other pushers? It looks like the only other one I have is Weedy. No, I got Feeder, okay. Man, I just can't fucking see. Feeder, Enforcer, and Shaw. Shaw would probably be the best bet because she's the cheapest. We'll go with that since it's a manual activation. Voice hurts. Funny face you got there. Her tail's really coiling up. Let the doctor go. You can go seek the things you want. That really will resolve your misgivings. What? Just like that? We pledge we will not respond in any way to your actions. With the way Sari and the Tin Man act around you, I thought you were going to be more the dangerous one. What's wrong? Is that really feebleness? Because you don't carry yourself like someone without the power to resist. I'll leave it to your imagination. But you can understand that I'm not going to sacrifice myself for the doctor's safety. So it seems. Well, I've burned my bridges with the Maylander Foundation, so the less enemies the better, really. Kristen's plans are in motion already. I'd say we're short on free time, too. We'll leave it there, then, before the district starts responding adversely. Holy shit. Quite right. It won't do for the district to be in true naked danger. We need to accelerate our gain of the situation. And given you betrayed the Maylander Foundation, we really shouldn't let an outsider settle this for us. That means you, Dame Calcitz. You're not that stupid. You indulged Huliak intentionally, looking to seize your moment to act. Oh, so you guessed I'd pursue our traitor. How nostalgic. To be exploited by the Dame once again. Intentional indulgence has given us too much credit. The agent we assigned to be by Kristen's side defected one after another. I couldn't help but start doubting myself, and introspection is a thing that takes good time. As for the lives of the two of you, madam, haven't you been too careless? If you unleashed your jet black vassal, surely restraining her wouldn't have been difficult. This is not a place in which I can use any weapon. We're already on top of it. That statement of yours is enough to draw considerable attention from the Maylander Foundation, Dame Calcitz, unless you're mystifying us on purpose. Honestly, what a surprise, Tin Man. How many bodies do you have? Didn't I toss your poor metal skull in the trash at Loken's? Are you letting me go this time? Or is this a deal? I kill you again, and then the Maylander Foundation lets me walk free. Ancient Sarkaz language. We'll talk again in a bit, traitor. Has my vision gone dark? He did something to my eyes. No, it's something mental. I can't move my limbs. Seems art still work here. Original March are not within the scope of the weaponry sensors. Furthermore, even the full powers of a Revenant would be unable to damage their critical components in the slightest. Then what about the original bomb and arch units in my pocket? Too primitive. These are state-of-the-art Colombian technology. They could get us buried in the deep of this land with ease. So, anything else you haven't told the Maylander Foundation? Are we not able to come together on this? Not even with me being Colombian. Or a Sarkaz. All throughout, I've only wanted the doctor alone to reach this place. How many fucking races are gonna pop up unknowingly? Control of Rhine Labs was a mishap in that respect. Me? Regretfully, you don't make the rules here. Beyond my duty to the Maylander Foundation, I have a heavy interest in this ancient ancestral home of the land. There may be leads on Kasdale in there. I'm afraid I won't so easily... Speaking... Yes, Huliak has been apprehended via Arts. She's ready to... What? President himself. Looks like your arts aren't all that secure, my dear employer. Oh, seems I've underestimated Huliak. Roger that. I will, of course, obey. See you later. Isn't it strange, how you can break free of such witchcraft by brute force? Your average campaign night a century ago would have been frozen to the spot. That voice shit now. It was a Sarkaz. Witchcraft. You... What race even are you? I ran my checks. Always race on the mind, Huliak. You really are so pitiful. What puzzles me more, honestly... I mean, look at me. At the way I am, how could you take me for some ordinary person killed by tossing his head away? Yes, you have a point. So could you put yourself back together if I crushed you? I'll deal with Huliak. You two go on ahead. President has given me personal orders to unconditionally assist this Rhodes Island party to these coordinates. How very strange. I wonder when he got such a clear grasp of things. So what of you has a Sarkaz? The young Sarkaz detest you and lovingly respect you too for a great many reasons, but as I see it, your fight for the Sarkaz will go on longer still. And of course, it will merely be so. Now, hurry up. When later comes, I hope you'll tell me everything you're willing to. I promise that to you. Let's go, Doctor. I'm impressed how easily you give up on your greed. Doesn't the truth matter to you? Don't you want to follow them down there and take in that ancient ancestral home of yours? Growing attached to your mission target on a mission and then betraying your country with intent to misappropriate vital technology without scruple. Not educating my subordinates properly is my disgrace. Your damage to my body cannot rouse anger in me. Not in the midst of my excessively long time undisturbed. Reading too long, too much. But as your boss and an authority in the Maylander Foundation, I suggest you hand yourself in and try to plead a lenient sentence. You old monster. How much have you lost over the course of your life? Does the idea of duty really still do something for you? I once used quite the amount of arts as a means to avert the trauma too long a time would inflict on my soul. But it wasn't entirely effective. If you look purely at results, I'm a very conscientious one. Death will attest to that in my place. No, I'll defeat you. I'll get everything I want. I'll prove I'm my own self, and if that means I have to kill you, kill everyone in the Maylander Foundation, and even be killed by you, then I'll give each and every bit of it my shot. So this is how frightening for yourself your blood pound. So this is how fighting for yourself makes your blood pound. Why did I ever put restoring my own blood first? How many generations worth of memories have you inherited, Juliek? 3 centuries? No, maybe 5. It's long enough. Long enough for a city to be rebuilt anew and destroyed again, or for a dynasty to go from rise to decline. But to me, it's no more than the time needed to rouse myself from a nightmare. Big words for you. No, the reality is, your stretch of distress and your heart-rending family history wouldn't stand up the tale of a single scratch of my alloy fingers, young beast cub. Juliek feels her heart stall for an instant. Her sight blacks out again. With experience, she quickly abandons her vision and attempts to wrap her body in arts, to extend her limb's sense of touch. Even among Maylander's seasoned agents, she was eminently gifted. Eminently gifted. I can't fucking read. She was eminently gifted. The Kuka clan's memories are not solely a burden. They make her a natural-born, highly veteran warrior. Every part of her body is a lethal weapon. The clarity of her mind has no equal, and her arts would redefine guile itself. But this time, Juliek begins to feel a hint of fear creeping up. A prickling, sinking feeling that starts from her eardrums and bores into her brain. She covers her ears in pain, despite the pure silence about her. The cavern scenery begins to change, a deeper darkness diffusing out from beneath the Tin Man's feet. Given you want to delve into history, I'll have to share a little more of it with you. Julia can feel it. Her cheeks are braided by a coarse sandstorm. Her shoulders give a faint shudder as if bearing some colossal mass. You made too much light of the weight of history, Kuka clan. You've yet to understand what it means for a memory to be graven. 7:59 p.m. Hammer, altitude 5,000 meters, ascent interrupted. You said you knew how to pilot this thing. Hold on tight. I'm trying the hardest I can, Ferdinand. If it wasn't, we would be dead. Sorry, I checked the window. Engine is on fire. Power loss, no huge concern. The thing looks ready to explode. What do you mean, no huge concern? I had no idea you could be so conversational. No end to these drones. Ferdinand, get over here. Grip onto this bar, no letting it go. Push it up. See these dials? Wait until they pass this line. Then call for me. What do you... Strap in. Don't let your hands leave that thing. I'm opening the hatch and heading out for a moment. Opening the... What do you mean heading out? In midair. Sorry, the whole thing is shaking. Damn it, I knew I should have called my lawyer before I got on board. You can afford that lawyer without a job? Stay calm, watch the dials, period. What the hell are you doing? I think it's on the verge of haywire. There's been lights flashing. Saria, are you done yet? Whew. I'll take the controls. Let go of the bar. Let go of the bar, Ferdinand. Did the firefight die down? What did you do? I haven't seen you looking like that for years. Pulse device was reverse engineered from Raytheon Industries Industries Tech. Fuck, can't read. Intending for it to hijack transport drones. Didn't expect its time would come now. Status check. Prepare to dock. Under Saria's control, the cabin doors open up. Fierce scales of wind and ice, cold air pouring straight into the aircraft. I should have worn a few more layers. Put on your mask. It'll make that a little bit easier for you. If I'm honest, I thought you'd jump straight out like some down on her luck and leave a fresh hole in the lab ceiling. But like an academic, you pulsed the drones first to stop them nearing a craft and then completed a proficient mid-air docking. Nasty was meticulous in building this lab. I don't think she would have zero precautions against me. Beside which, I couldn't guarantee you'd withstand atmospheric pressure at this altitude. Looks like you have been busy since you left defense. What have you been doing all these years? Work? Work. Don't undo your seatbelt, Ferdinand. You want to pull Rhinelab back from the brink, and show me how you do it. Not your section underling, Saria, and you're not defense director anymore. Don't talk to me that way. Can you stand? Yes, I'm fine. But you have to keep me steady. Sensation is bizarre. Are we really in midair? The star pod is practically on top of our heads. We're still far, Ferdinand. The aircraft read 5,037 meters on the dial just now. The barrier's still another kilometer from where we are. You don't seem moved at all. I suppose so. Earning a pilot in your college days. Army still thinks this is some kind of super weapon. This equipment, these monitor devices, and readabouts. Nasty built this to be the best lab in all of Tri-Mounts. Perhaps this was just the first step of some grand experiment. That devil, just how much did she hide from me? Never thought her participation went this deep. Hold on, Saria. I see a military transporter. They got here faster than anticipated. Must be nearby. I assume they'll finish boarding before long. We need to hurry before they take over this place. Saria? Man twists his head around and finds the ex-director of defense section has already headed deep down the tortal corridor. Alright. Once I get back, I'm having a nice long talk with Yara. Preferably to double my stock options. Fuck. There we go. You follow Encausted's steps. You've rarely seen her this solemn. You begin secretly to take stock of her eyes, as you walk behind her. You realize you've barely ever had this chance to see Kalstedt in such quiet. Your perturbance begins to turn to tension. To your recollection, Kalstedt is only unsettled or restless once in 2 blue moons. And each time, the aftermath has needed absolutely no description. You move to open your mouth to say something, just anything. Did Huliak injure you at all, Doctor? Perhaps I've slightly lost my composure, but it is for other reasons. I can be sure that it is not that dangerous ahead of us. I can be sure that it's not that dangerous ahead of us. You can relax. That said, you've asked me a great many questions in the past, which I've never answered for you straight. Today, you may well finally have your answers. I don't know why it keeps glitching like that. It may be because I have the processing power turned up too high. Are these all sarcophagi? As early as Saria's first contact with me, I mentioned to Kristen that I'd envisaged her going to any lengths to accomplish this. Brashly attempting a spaceflight carries risks nobody can anticipate. Though Saria didn't yet know the full extent. Not until the events in Trimount, until operators Ptopolis and Silence were drawn into a seemingly unrelated incident. Yet no matter when, even when I surmised she was trying to re-challenge the skies, I admit I had no anticipation the situation would be what it is today. With how things have unfolded, with our personally witnessing the shaft's scope and scale, Hammer's ascent, and the research Slocum Williams is now attempting. It was soon after, with hindsight, that I realized what Ryan Labs' Control Kristen is attempting is impossible to achieve. Some outside force assisted her, massively influenced her. Borrowing military funds and connections, continuing the research her parents left behind, the young genius had used Ryan Lab as a shell to deceive everyone and point herself directly at her one greatest, most obstinate hope in life. She plans to shred the sky. I guessed as much, but why? She's doing it solely to witness the truth of it, to make all mankind witness the truth of it. And what happens after that? A brand new perspective, flourishing science, the moment when the sky becomes possibility itself, and even the very upheaval of how war is fought. I don't like that it's glitching so much. People could reach other cities in 1/10 of a time. Air vehicles, once a valuable rarity, could become typical transport means overnight. But Kristen has chosen to leave all this to the coming generations. She's never considered that from this angle of benefit, be it how she personally stands to gain or how everyone does. Even the potential crises invited have gone ignored by her. Is there one more possibility that Kristen, who lost her parents at a young age and grew up amid skepticism and derision, is out just to prove this one truth to people and nothing more? Regardless of anything, Sari and I have both been a step behind. Given Terra's current original technology, tearing the sky apart would require the sum electricity of all of Terra over an interminably long period. And this is purely a mathematical comparison. Nobody can ever convert so much energy on one point, let alone have the means to usefully output it towards the sky. But in the core city of Chernobyl, a great many things have happened, all revolving around a sarcophagus. Do you still remember? Could never forget. At that point, Ursa's shallow research was sufficient to draw a relatively impressive amount of energy from the sarcophagus. And now, the energy is enough to realize Kristen's deranged vision. At least she hasn't chosen to share this information with the military or the Maylander Foundation. Such material edge would make the state apparatus lose its mind. and certainly sufficed to propel it into a rapid new hegemony. Yeah. How did Christian manage to find this? Something... Dr. Lost, remember what I've said. If you can, for the next while, call to mind your past with Rhode Island. Do not be rattled. A violent light sweeps over your body. You feel a shred of familiarity impossible to process. With no warning, out of all the things before you right now, you recall that scene. That scene you've never once forgotten up to this day. Sarcophagus. A cold, frigid light. Amiya grips your hand. You remember nothing. You're drawn into the maelstrom of Chernobog. It is the start of everything. So much time has passed. Some sentiment, even longer. Blech. So much time has passed. Some sentiment even longer lived than that, fills the dense haze of your memories. It stirs in you grief and reminiscence and discomfort. It's part of you, yet you reject it with all you can. You strive to settle down your psyche, faced with this quiet noise and dazzling darkness, this indescribable yet infinitesimally brief torment. Your vision returns. The game used big words I can't read. Hi, Sauron. You narrowly avoid a gasp of surprise, but this unknown structure has preempted you, and the sounds of resuscitation echo through the vast hall. Unfathomable. That after such lengths of time, I would lay eyes again on a colleague and an attendant. Truly, far too unfathomable. Why can't I understand your language? Who are you? Who am I? Who am I? Why would you use Terran language? Are you not aware of my existence? What happened to you? Answer me on that one's behalf, attendant. I'm a 10. Attendant? Knights. Not working out, huh? I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. We are in a tomb of the sarcophagus, which is a very significant sarcophagi are a very, very significant part of the story of Arknights. Somehow, they are a indefinite energy source to a degree that has, in the past, saved our life at the cost of our memories, and kept the entire city running with a single one of them. And this tomb has dozens of them. And we've just stumbled across it. And now, okay, so if you're going up, I can do this. Ooh, she moves slow. Ah, gravity. I'm doing this the dumbest way, huh?
I'm here to help.
There we go. Put you here.
We're counting on you again today, little apple. Here.
Can I?
Out of the way. Out of the way.
Nope, can't
Understood.
push it. Okay, so that, oh, shit, they hit hard. I was not paying attention. Let's try that again.
Stay calm and fall back. I'll bring up the rear.
Okay, so they hit like a fucking truck. I forgot about that. Goddamn Star Wars nerds.
Buck up and get ready for battle.
I'm here to help.
Okay, let's do the pain
すぐに解
train.
決いたしますわ
Whew, almost. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
逃げ道など必要ありません
There we are. No, I think what it wants me to do.
Whew, almost dozed off. Gather around me, guys.
Let's push this one. Oh, this is a deployable token.
You really think you'll get away?
Ah.
Here. Any orders for me?
I see now.
来いここにひざまずくのです
Hey, where's my mouse pointer? Shit.
ご命令の通り
It's alright, I'll just replace you with the vector.
戦いも楽しむべきよ I'll be careful.
Why isn't it moving? Can they only be moved once? Oh, those things stop them from moving. I see, that's problematic. Everything is orange and I keep losing my goddamn mouse pointer.
Be a little hot. Any orders for me? I am your shadow.
Shit, I lost again.
我慢の原おはよう看護せよ震え上がり真の勇敢さを前に
Okay, that's better. Why can't I change the color of my mouse pointer? It has to be either orange or white. And those are all the colors this fucking game uses right now. I order you to answer me, attendant. I'm not Calcit's attendant. Dr. Lost is an amnesiac. The doctor is not one among those you recognize. Not anymore. The doctor is now one of Terra, one of Rhodes Island. We have experienced a great deal together up to this very day. Rhodes Island. Rhodes Island. I see. Fine then, amnesiac. So why did you not relate everything once again to this doctor? I see now. You've always had your doubts about this doctor's true nature. You'd rather trust one relearning about the world when the alternative is to recover a stretch of memories you deem unreliable. Yes, quite understandable. None of what's happened on the ground can be forgery. If there has been sufficient intervention, Terra wouldn't be in the state it is now. It seems not a thing has gone as we hoped. Even if you don't remember that, Dr. Lost. What a rare chance this is, to meet the two of you here, yet under these conditions. This feels like it's tying into the main story somehow, and that's interesting and scary at the same time. Well then, Dr. Lost, the amnesiac, and Amaten claiming the name Calcit, what did you come here for? Has Kristen put nerves in you? Has all this flown beyond your grasp? Level discussion, start off with self-introductions. I feel like that's going to piss things off. I feel like all of these are going to piss the damn thing off, but... I am a devised personality simulation. For tens of thousands of years, I have guarded this dark hall and the ice-cold bodies of hundreds of thousands of our people. I once was our last hope, a pessimistic attempt, a synonym for nihilism. But right now, perhaps you insignificantly minuscule too. I am the accessory to and I am accessory to and the invisible hand behind Kristen's mad plan. The apparently Tomb has an AI that is speaking to us, or some sort of artificial intelligence. I am the preserver, with a foot in the grave. Revere all that lies before you. I am the dying of civilization itself. Pretty damn good AI, I'd say so too. Position correct, transmitter response extremely strong. Director Jara? Why are you here? Made it here by my blessing. Such is life. You came to stop me. Haven't let go of that weapon I gave you. I'm delighted. Doesn't seem like you're here on some hot-headed impulse either. Correct? This is your very last chance, child. Withdraw or continue. I will learn to be the warrior you described, Director Jara. Silence, you're fully aware that Kristen's not about to target any town in the land with hammers received energy. No need to stop her. Like any scientist would, she's preparing to go where none have set foot before, and that's all. Perhaps so, Director Jara. I certainly don't know control like you do. If you say so, I'm willing to believe it. However, I will continue to attempt to bring a stop to all this, and I'll make no exception even if you're the one that stands in my way. Why? Because whatever this experiment is, if Control freely conducts it and succeeds in it, and this being the control of Ryan Labs, we all know, whether out of emotional confidence or rational judgment, that she is very likely to succeed. What do you think the researchers of Columbia are going to see in her? After holding your job in Ryan Labs' human resources investigation for so long, you would know the people here. You would know the people here inside and out. A hero. Kristen would become a hero and an idol throughout all of Columbian science. Yes, she'll become the scientist's paragon, the benchmark of a researcher. And then the floodgates will be open forever. Item after item, project after project, researchers will be in perpetual delight. But Director Jara, only she is Kristen Wright, only her. And the others, ones bragging about themselves as geniuses and leaders, the ones inspired by this pioneer spirit by any means necessary, the ones who put their own obsession and ideals into practice, all without the slightest apprehension, the greedy, the egotistical, the overreaching, the stubborn, the ones like us, if they take the conduct of Ryan Labs control to be a virtue, then that is a future I am sure you can imagine the shape of. Perhaps we don't even need to imagine. With the research you yourself conducted on Ryan Labs, you've never been in the dark. I know very well, Silence. I know very well how much of that kind of thing has happened, and is happening inside Trimounts. No, within the borders of Columbia. There have been plenty of insane and alluring projects placed before me. Their owners starry-eyed, their smiles sincere. They wholeheartedly believe they serve pure science. They're the pioneers of wilds that we know. Well, all you and your colleagues have to do is evaluate whether inside their experimental plans, their grand blueprints, there lies even the off chance it might incur the slightest cost or waste. Costs. Sometimes it comes in the form of a fertile field, sometimes it's some number of terminal patients or death row inmates. Sometimes it's a village or a town, and sometimes it's some specific race or even nation. And as I see it, sometimes it's their own selves too. Are you scared of that, Director Jara? Or do the possibilities for science forward progress excite even you to no end? Director Jara, never upon this earth has there existed a specimen of pure science in a glass bell. Science lies in our hands, and in the people's hands. You have to know its temperature, its weight, whether it burns people, whether it will bring suffering, or if it will console. Those people forever claim that they're the way forward. But all they do is set foot with wild abandon in which direction they wish to. But silence, that is what progress is. Nobody knows where the path lies. This is the walk they must take. God, these way they word things in this event is making my head hurt and my tongue twist. The fortunate will find the right place and enter light. The misfortune will run into dead ends and spin in circles. But there's no way you can make them stop. You're a researcher yourself. You know what's most unstoppable of all. It's craving. Matter can't bind it, morality can't bind it, and roles can't bind it, all the same. Across this land, all throughout history, before Kristen, there were those greedy, egotistical, overreaching, stubborn people you speak of. And when did they ever stop? And so, from now on, they must stop. At the very least, they must stop before stooping to see just what sits beneath their feet. Director Jara, I feel scientists' fuel should not derive from cravings and ideals, nor should it come from calculations and choices. Science is a clear, incisive look at every one of us. Silence, you said something very beautiful, fit to be hung in the corridors of a university library. But I'm afraid not one researcher is willing to see that quote on the walls of their lab. It is lip service. So I'll make it practice, Director Jara. I don't want to give up midway, and I still have your blessing. Silence, Kristen has spent a very long time readying this plan. I don't know how much she's poured into it. But her determination can't be any less than her parents' was. You're... fine. This isn't you, it's me. Can't even watch this. I don't want it all to melt into thin air again. In which case, Director Jara, what is it exactly you hope for? To see Kristen succeed, or to bring her back safe and sound? I know a researcher who goes by Ruby. Her greatest wish is to clock out on time and retire without hassle. I just ran across a soldier. Imagine his only wish right now is to get out of this out-of-control shaft without incident, and then flee to the clutches of Tri-Mounts and its scientific loons, together with his family. Is Control's width any more lofty compared to theirs? Because the things she wants make sufficient progress? Or is this simply because the feelings between you and her are sufficiently close? Dr. Jara, you know this isn't fair. You can't be this selfish. I am this selfish. I can't use morality and justice to fool myself in order to let you pass. We must concede what emotions weigh. Kristen has this dream. I can't just stand here and fold my arms. Silent, you would understand this, wouldn't you? But if we can't stop Control, she could very well still... She won't, child. I know full well when she set this project into motion, she never planned to return. Since long ago, even since we first met, there have been no taking back any of this. Silence, it makes me very happy that you could stand in my way here. I can even say that I support your viewpoint. But as Kristen's family, I still won't let you through. Go on and show me, are you really prepared to bear every word you've said? What you face from here on is more than a single Parvis or a lone Kristen. What you face is every person that attempts to forge forward. I will. I must be ready. I promise you this. Scientists must press forth and is bound to press forth. Perhaps some, like Control, will be more proficient at the forward portion, but there must be someone to step up and ensure that science remains in the people's hands. Still going, I see. Preserver. I never thought it would truly be you. But if it is, then how can you be aiding in a little animal's mad schemes? Or witnessing a young civilization take its first step beyond the cradle? You came too late, Doctor. My wait has lost all meaning. Compared to this, Trimonts has been a drop in the bucket. You helping Kristen. She used some means to get in contact with you. Terra's history, civilization, languages, races, technological attainments. I've come to know it all through Columbia's networks. Hilariously modern surface information transmission isn't even able to cover the globe. But your method of mutually assured destruction happened to have evolved with competent efficiency. Terra's methods are too primal and reliant on originum. And with such conversion rates, realizing Kristen's attempts, the energy source required would be outlandish. It's near impossible that Terra could have the technology to solve this enigma, save for... Correct. I gave her the last of my blood. May as well supply a new heart than watch over a dying light, perhaps. I'm pretty sure blood, in this sense, is an analogy for all of the power that these sarcophagus can produce. But I could be wrong. You actually, honestly, why do you not regret it? All your efforts over such an immense amount of time, all gone to waste. Yes, gone to waste. I shut the project down personally. The orders were input myself. It's a decision that I cannot under any circumstance regret. It'll be soon, now, very soon. A giant tremor ripples out from somewhere far away. The lights within this subterranean space give a few flickers. This being, calling itself the Preserver, falls silent for a while, then seems to let on a deep breath. I don't know if it's mad, or is it... I'm not quite sure. So it's only an infant's curious glance at what obstructions it's tasked to overcome. I don't know if it's mad as much as it is looking down on humanity right now. And out of curiosity, giving what little power it can to aid in what is essentially a flight to space, the first flight to space. 8:11 p.m. Shaft energy accumulation abnormal. That Rhodes Island Corporation has trained you well. In the sense of Arknights, Columbia is, as I said, I think in a prior video, it's not the Columbia we know of. Arknights doesn't take place on Earth, it takes place on Terra, which is similar to Earth but in a separate universe. Electricity is scarce. Technology is not as advanced as it is today, yet also is more advanced than it is today, as what we see. What's even in space? To their knowledge, that's what they're curious to find out. All they know are stars and specks, and they want to find out what's in space. But by their technology standards, nothing has ever broken the atmosphere. In the sense of Arknight's timeline. Can you still lift your arms? I'm fine. What about yours? Relax, I buy my health insurance. Are we going to keep doing this? If you're still going to block my way, yes. Alright, let's keep at it. Wait, something's not right. Temperature, even if the shaft is preparing to fire, the temperature here shouldn't have risen this high. Army's cut off practically every power source in effort to stop its charging, including every security alarm and control system. These morons. Quick, we have to get out of here. There's still some troops stationed above, Director Jar. I'm counting on you to get them away. Where are you headed? Power to control systems have been cut. Why does Control still have remote operation of this place? Transmitter response is still strengthening. I still have a chance. Silence. Things are happening. Heatwave washes with a burn past Jara's face. Livery researcher she'd never paid particular mind to before now continues straight inward, running deeper into the shaft layers. Jara is suddenly struck by a feeling that there is nothing, not one thing that could get in that silhouette's way. Perhaps she really can make good on what she's promised herself. She imagines, come that time, that maybe she can be a little help. Looks like prep work on the emitters wrapped up. Science is a clear, incisive look at every one of us. I'm no scientist. Kristen, you'll fly for outer space just like you've been dreaming of. I'm sure of it. Nasty, couldn't you choose someplace with a better view? At what point can you finally stop bragging on me? When I went out to observe in Lethanian, I once saw a local fireworks show. I invited the best composers just to write for the occasion. As the first firework went off, the musicians started playing in unison. That was a scene of beauty. Figures of speech are too deficient. Lethanians wouldn't like you. True, and true. But still, we're here today in Trimount seeing a sight that glitters just as gold. A ring floating in the air, drone bullets drawing out raindrops of pure light, splashes of sparks off armor plating, just as good as fireworks shows. Looking at the clock, it's about time for the climax of the performance. Here comes the thrilling, stirring sforzando. Alright. It's prettier than I imagined. Ranlab ought to be charging all the City-siders enjoying the show. It's a success. Hammer's material and structure have withstood the shock from the energy beam from this time. Next comes the charging and focus phase. As long as we can collect the readings from such high pressure conditions. I'm afraid at this point the Army and Maylanders guys grabbed their last chance to stop from fully focusing. Looks bad. It could be bad. That is pure energy that they're firing at a spacecraft. It could be bad. It's probably going to be bad. Aren't you worried about Control? Like she ever needed us to worry. We're going the same way and that's all we are. Can only play our own parts well. And then, pray she's lucky. If one day Casdell 2 hangs from the firmament, then I'll engrave your name into my stoves. In space, it could, if it gets that far, it can't do a lot. The problem is that the section that is shooting that energy into space is out of control. Okay. I think, reasonably, I'm gonna stop here for tonight. We'll get chapter 9 and 10 done on Friday. And then the story mission or the story section that's inevitably gonna come after that. And this challenge chapter here. Talking for so long hurts my voice. Okay, complete an investigation. Whippy. I'm not used to narrating so long in so many different voices. Collect my rewards. I said collect my rewards. Whew, can I get all 34 of these? Most of these are clear challenge chapters, so I think I'll be fine. Clear events 85 times. We're closing in on that. We're fine. Yeah. I think I'm making good pace considering most people are probably done with this event by now. what do we have left?
目が覚めるやつでも
Collect.
飲む
Collect all these today. Check on recruitment. Maybe I got something good. I doubt it.
Hi, hi.
Fun. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by, man. Always glad to see you. Have a good night.
ラテラーノ出身射撃担当のアドナキエルです。銃を扱う資格はラテラーノ出身
Oh, get out of here and back now.
アドナキエルです。銃を扱う資格はまだ
行動予備隊
And Orchid.
A6 の隊長オーキッドよどう
Go. 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 Okay. Brings us up to 2,500. And who do I have? Oh, I made progress on this. Okay. Or I've never seen it at all. If you do a total of 120,000 damage with Rosmontis, clear main theme 4-1 with a 3-star rating, you must deploy Rosmontis and have defeat 10 enemies. That seems easy enough. And I forgot about Luna Cub. I got a new Luna. Oh, have I already maxed her out? Holy shit. Alright. I want to hold on to these until we get another 6,000, hopefully.
The facilities are fairly well maintained.
Here. I made this ornament out of a shell casing. I'm really good at it, right?
Let's just do our rotations real quick. Let's throw Plume in there.
Should I patrol this area?
There is some random shit in here. Totter. I keep forgetting about Totter. These three.
いいじゃないか。俺のセーフハウスに比べれば
And then use Dorm 4.
Let's say Rhodes Island needs some dorms rebuilt. Think you might hire Shauna's construction crew? Was something the matter, Doctor? Do tell.
Oh, I'm here if you need me.
Ah! Oh, it's you, Docky. Sorry, didn't notice you over the sound of the drill.
Cute shit. Cute shit. I'll give him that. Alright.
どうしたの目が覚めるやつでも飲む
Collect. Just short of finishing all my dailies, darn. Wait. Defeat one enemy leader in the main story stage. Defeat 200 enemies. Upgrading the operator. Complete 20 orders. Visit friend's dorm. Get my dailies out of the way. I'm not trying to drag this out because I need to get a shower and get to bed.
どうしたの
Oh, that did.
目が覚めるやつでも飲む
There, done. Cool. Alright. Now we're calling it a night. So I'm going to put this up on screen as I do. Fuck. Thank you guys for watching tonight. We've made decent progress considering this has been a 2.5 hour stream. I am somewhat following this. I'm not really good with the scientific end of things on these games. The Agirian quests or storylines were beautiful and my favorite. But these, given I missed a good half of Dorothy's vision, which probably isn't helping, Might matter. Or might, yeah. But I'm following along decently well, I hope. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you tomorrow when we play Final Fantasy IX. And save Vivi. See you guys.